Welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone. Thank you so much again for your patience as we get ready to kick off our all-in graduation ceremony. My name is Sarah Oyetubo, and I am the Senior Program Manager of Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging at GitHub. In this role, I have the great privilege of leading our skilling initiatives, namely the GitHub All In program. When we launched the All In for Students pilot in 2021 with 30 students from 7 universities, we designed the program to be intimate, hands-on, and customizable to each student's needs. Fast forward to today, and we have scaled to reach 858 learners from universities and colleges across the US and across the continent of Africa through both the All In for Students and All In Africa programs. These numbers don't even include the 1,100 hackers that have been engaged in hackathons with our partners, Major League Hacking, nor do they include the new online learning resources that introduce key open source concepts and vocabulary hosted on GitHub's YouTube channel, which have reached almost 6,000 views in just 5 months. With the help of our partners, who you'll hear more about later in the program, we have learned how to keep this high impact approach while increasing opportunities for students to dive into open source through self-led learning rooted in community. Today, both developers and non-traditional developers are no longer just homogenous people building software for massive technology companies. They are now global and diverse, working across industries and using tools like GitHub to contribute with a shared goal of accelerating progress through collaboration. This is game-changing, and our graduates are uniquely positioned to be leaders in this space and determine how they will best be used for the benefit of everyone. So with that, it is with great honor and pride that we celebrate and acknowledge the dedication and hard work and perseverance of the All In for Students graduates. They have shown a commitment to learning, a willingness to collaborate, and a passion for innovation that is truly inspiring. And although we're closing a chapter, we are celebrating the opening of doors to a whole new adventure. So once again, congratulations 2024 All In for Students graduates. We are incredibly proud of you and excited for the future that awaits your competent and skilled minds. Now, without further ado, I am honored to introduce you to our host and the community manager of the All In for Students program, Paris Griffin. Paris, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a welcome to the All In for Students graduation ceremony. Like Sarah said, we are super excited to have you here with us today to celebrate our graduates and take you through our program for this year. So we will go ahead and get started. This year, applications for All In for Students opened in October. In total, we had over 170 participants in the program from 70 plus schools. Also in October, we hosted our first hackathon of the cohort with MLH, Major League Hacking, which saw 344 registrants. In November, we kicked off our career readiness workshops, connected students with Fidelity investments for internship opportunities, and invited students to register for micro mentoring sessions with GitHub employees during GitHub Universe. In December, we continued with career readiness workshops and the second hackathon, which featured All in Africa and was also sponsored by Fidelity Investments. This hackathon saw over 500 registrants. In January, we kicked off the second half of the cohort, which introduced our All In ambassador. In February, we hosted the Careers in Tech panel and worked with MLH to provide mock interviews for our students. This month alone, we hosted our final hackathon of the cohort, which saw 600 plus registrants, and today we host our culminating graduation program. All In students, you have done the work. You have completed the course curriculum, attended workshops and events, and today we celebrate you. Again, our program had over 170 participants this year, 173 to be exact, and we saw students from all over the US, which is pictured here, and we are super excited to see that we had students from 73 schools. And today we have 31 total graduates. So next we are going to talk about our Ambassador Pilot Program. This year, as a part of continuing to meet the needs of our students, we launched our inaugural All In for Students Ambassador Pilot Program. This program was created to provide peer mentorship access to students as they matriculated through the program. We selected 4 students from the inaugural class for All In for Students cohort and paired them with students whom they could work with on a smaller cohort level. Here, these students were able to connect with their mentors weekly to answer any questions regarding the course material and other questions related to open source. We found that the students enjoyed working with the mentors who had been through the program and could also provide them with firsthand advice on how to work through the course modules. Our amazing ambassadors are Jerry Ortega, Kayla Partee, Khalil Warner, and Bernard Zandonda. Thank you to these 4 for participating in our ambassador pilot program. To that end, we have asked All In for Students ambassador, Bernard, to provide feedback on his experience as an ambassador. Bernard, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paris, for giving me the chance to speak. Hi, everyone. My name is Bernard Zandonda. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. So I was part of the All In Pioneer program in 2021, and I graduated from St. Augustine University last year in May. So I was studying computer information systems, and after graduation, I joined UBS Bank as a tech analyst. So I can say from the All In program, honestly, I think for me, like it gave me the confidence, like as a programmer, to really have the experience that I needed to be able to apply the skills that I've gained in school, like in the real world. So I can't imagine myself where I am right now, like, you know, being like a software engineer. I don't think I would have gotten here without All In. So All In, it gave me like that confidence and the platform that I needed to really just believe in my skills. And working like as an ambassador for All In this year, I think in as much as I was helping to inspire the students that I was working with, I think for me it was like also like an opportunity for growth, in the sense that like I had to balance between my full-time job and also working with the students. So it allowed me to like grow in the sense of like just organizing myself and time management as well. And it was also like just inspiring to see, you know, the drive and the grit that the students had, like when they joined the program, you know, just seeing them asking the questions and, you know, like just making sure that they completed the modules that were assigned to them. So like for me, it was like very inspiring and, you know, like just exciting to see, you know, the drive and the growth in the students. I think the main advice that I can leave to all the graduates who are graduating today is that stay curious and always be sure to maintain the connections that you developed in the program, remembering that who you know and who knows you is as much important, if not more than what you know. So just keep the network and the connections and always know that it's going to pay off in the future in your career. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard, for providing that feedback. As you can tell, ensuring that our participants had the support that they needed to complete the course modules was of the most importance to us. Beyond that, however, we wanted to ensure that the organizations that we partner with were just as committed to accessibility and representation and were able to connect with our students as well. We owe the success of this program and our students to our amazing partners. GitHub has remained committed to developing the next generation of open source leaders, and through the All In for Students program sponsored by GitHub, we have been able to work with amazing partners who remain just as committed. Fidelity Investments name is a name that is known very well to our students due to their continuous participation in our programming this year. For example, Fidelity was able to host our second hackathon of the year, serve on our Careers in Tech panel, and even join us today for our graduation ceremony. They also provided students with internship opportunities, and we are grateful for the work that we have completed together this year. MLH, or Major League Hacking, was critical to all programming that was hosted this year. They provided the infrastructure and resources to ensure that our students had an experience with both coding and preparing for the next phase in their careers with the Career Readiness Workshop. Cisco has provided funding to ensure that we're able to present our students with these amazing resources and opportunities, and that we will be able to continue to expand our offerings and improve upon our programming year after year. We also connected with a new partner this year, One Refugee. One Refugee supports around 380 college students with refugee backgrounds in Utah and Idaho. This was a great chance for All In to expand our reach to those who are also very aware of the need to ensure accessibility and resources for those who are looking to be a part of the open source community. And we truly appreciate being able to connect our program offerings to those with a direct need. We thank all of our partners for their steadfast commitment to the vision set forth by GitHub, and we look forward to continuing to expand our partnerships in the coming years. The work that we have done with our partners to build this program will be nothing without the students who seek to find their place in the open source community. At this time, we would like to hear from a student from the 2024 cohort of students, Ashley Hendrata from Colgate University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Hendrata, and as Paris mentioned, I'm a part of the graduating cohort. I'm an aspiring software engineer and an incoming software engineering intern at Fidelity Investments. And I just wanted to thank Paris and Sarah and Jerry, who was my ambassador, and everyone for a great program. All in open source definitely has helped me in unexpected ways. It helped me stay accountable for consistency, especially with the hackathons and the modules spread across several months. And beyond that, I remember going to an interactive workshop about interviews, and just being in that space helped me warm up to for interviews I had the next day and the following day too. The peace of mind I got from that particular workshop helped me gain that bit of confidence for my interview at Fidelity, and ultimately I did receive an offer from them. I know that Fidelity is one of GitHub's all-in open source partner, and so it came kind of full circle for me. I'm really excited in the future to learn more about how to effectively contribute to a large code base, and just connecting where I am now back to my motivations for starting this journey, which was to kind of channel my skill set to create cool experiences for others. For the next cohort, I would definitely say, to an extent, this program is really what you make of it. And if you invest your time learning about open source and embracing the workshops in this program, it could be an empowering experience. Personally, for me, it was, and it was a great start to getting into open source, and hopefully it will be a great start for you too. So thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, for sharing your feedback about the All-In program. Up until this point, we have been able to share all of the things that we have been working on this year. You have heard from those who the program has impacted the most, the ambassadors and students. It is now that we would like to present a portion of the program that is a continuation of our work with our partners. With us today, we have representatives from GitHub, One Refugee, and Fidelity Investments. We are joined by Melissa Thomas, Senior Engagement Manager at GitHub, Raymond Burton, Executive Director at One Refugee, and Joshua Ndon, Principal Digital Analyst at Fidelity Investments. We are also joined by a few students who will moderate this panel. Ice Panthy is a student at Fisk University. Tanae Kana is a student at College of Western Idaho, and Pia Korn is a student at Rutgers University. Troy Braxton Jr. is a student at Morehouse. Our students have been provided with questions for our panelists, and our panelists will answer these questions. Take it away.
All of the panelists here are very accomplished figures in tech. And although all of us are different, what are the insights that you think, what are the things we should do to be tech leaders in our specific fields? What recommendations do you have for us?
I can get us started. So thank you for that question. My advice would be to become the next version of yourself, and to become the next or the best version of yourself. Never stop learning. Never stop working on yourself and your personal and professional development journey, because it's a journey. It's something that should be continuous throughout your life, not just when you're of college age or in your 20s. You want to develop the skill, develop the habit, and the mindset of being a lifelong learner. So whether that's a technical skill or a soft skill, or even if it's just a hobby, learning happens in and outside of the classroom. And there are lessons to be learned in everything you do, but you have to be open and receptive to the knowledge. So my advice would just to be authentic to yourself and be willing to learn. Thank you.
I'll piggyback off that. That was excellent, Melissa. I'll echo everything Melissa said. It's a journey. To your question, to become a leader in tech. It's definitely a journey that comes with a lot of lessons and a lot of change, and to what Melissa said, a lot of growth of yourself as well. I would add passion to sprinkle that in there. definitely you can go a lot further if you identify something you're interested in and want to pursue that and want to learn more about it and grow more in that space. Definitely seek mentorship and be proactive as well. For this program, just the All In program as a whole, a lot of folks that are going through it already, like that shows a sense of proactiveness already, and it's excellent. And just go and congratulations to Ashley for your Fidelity offer. That is awesome. I can't wait to hear about your experience as you join us. Yeah, just continue to be proactive, find your passion, and you'll find it a lot easier to continue to grow in that area and become your best self.
Thanks, Joshua. I love that. I would just add to have equal parts humility and courage. Really, what it comes down to is, being a sponge and realizing there's so much yet to learn, but at the same time having the courage to fail and to try. And, I have a student I worked with several years ago who finished a coding boot camp, and he was struggling to find a job. And, as I met with him, he was like, I don't know what else I should do. Well, the next time I had spoken to him, he'd gone and he'd personally met with 30 different companies. He'd just gone and knocked on their doors and walked inside and said, I'm here and I'm looking for an internship. And that type of persistence landed him a full-time job, and he now has a career as a software developer. But it was because, he was humble and he was courageous enough to just go, knock on doors and to find those opportunities. So, yeah.
Okay, imagine if you were a sophomore or junior in college right now, what advice would you give to yourself, and what do you wish someone had told you?
So I'll start again. I would say starve your distractions. Feed your focus. Where you put your attention is where your focus goes. And where your focus is where you'll flourish. So ask yourself, what am I curious about? What am I interested in? And remember, you don't need to have it all figured out now or anytime soon. As you continue to live and experience life, the journey will be revealed to you. And the only bad journey is one that you do not learn from. Thank you.
That was deep. I'll go next. Again, I echo everything Melissa said. There's an aspect of perseverance that you have to go through. That is the one advice I would give to my sophomore junior self. I had a tough time in college. I graduated with a dual degree, computer engineering and electrical engineering, and the circuits were tough, and there was a lot of time spent in the library and a lot of labs. Perseverance, just working that muscle and crossing the finish line, actually graduate, it's a behavior trait that a lot of companies want to see. They want to see that you can learn, adapt, grow, and finish the job. That's the biggest advice I would give to my sophomore, junior self.
I guess all I would add is, many of you are working on a formal education. You're trying to complete a degree, and that's an important piece to the puzzle, but it isn't the whole puzzle. And so I would say that, especially in your sophomore and junior year, you're shifting your focus not only from trying to accomplish that degree and complete that degree, but you're also thinking about what are the skills that I need to be gaining now to be able to be successful in the future, and what are the experiences I need to be having to be able to open doors for myself in the future. And lastly, how do I build my network? How do I build my team and find the right people that will help me to continue to open up doors of opportunities in my life? So really, it's kind of that fourfold approach to education, skills, experience, and network.
Thank you. Kiyokorn, you can ask the next question, please.
Hi, thank you for a great it's really touch on my heart when I hear everyone. I try to write it down. It's all important for me. For my question, what do you wish companies or venture capitalists or university would do to make text and environmental for students and people who look like us?
Thank you for that question. I'm going to switch it up a little bit, just a little bit. So I'd like to take ownership of what we can control. So to an extent, we can't control what companies and venture capitalists and universities do for us. But what we can control are the shots we take. We can control the risk we're willing to take, the attempts, the initiative, right? So take the risk of putting yourself out there. And when you do this, you will attract the right opportunities and people. Because we don't want to be in spaces and environments that encourage, or we want to be in spaces and environments that encourage and welcome people who look like us. I don't want to be in a space that doesn't want people that look like me. Okay, that's me. I don't want to be where I'm not wanted. I want to be in spaces that will foster a healthy environment for me and people that look like me to grow. For an example, do Florida oranges grow in Alaska? Do we make a big fuss about not seeing trees with oranges on it if we visit Alaska? We don't, because Florida oranges grow in Florida, because Alaska doesn't have the climate for oranges to flourish. So we should go to the places and be with the people that support our growth. And then when we get there, don't shrink. Don't make yourself small. Take up space. Thank you.
Oh, that was powerful. That was really powerful. Yeah, like to Melissa's point, like you got to be in spaces that welcome you and embrace your uniqueness. Like that's huge. This question has two parts, advice to companies and universities to rep a space essentially for in the tech space for students, one part, and people that look like us, a second part. For the student part, the job market is very competitive right now. I'm sure a lot of people are aware. It's really tough out here, and it's kind of hard for you to realize your full potential when you're not really given a chance to upscale in those skills. You're graduating computer science, it would be awesome to have an entry-level software engineering program. Shameless plug, Fidelity Investments has a software engineering entry-level program called LEAP. It's perfect for post-graduation and integrating into the corporate technology environment with large code bases. But more of that. Other companies giving just an entryway for students to apply their class knowledge and just get started in building and understanding the complex tech ecosystem. For the aspect of people that look like us, that one is way more challenging. I'll just piggyback off Melissa for the areas in Alaska that don't grow, Florida oranges and areas. I would encourage those individuals to see us for the value we can bring. Like there's a blessing to our uniqueness in the way that we think that is different. A lot of the most successful companies do leverage that, because if you have a lot of the same individuals in one room, it's going to turn into an echo chamber, and you're not really going to have a difference in way to approach things, a difference of a mindset. That's something that I wish other companies would be a little bit more open-minded to say, I may not be able to relate to this person, or I may struggle to pronounce their name. Well, what do they bring to the table? What are their skills? Let me look at them for the value they can bring. I wish more companies would think in that mindset to make it easier again for students and for students that look like us.
Thank you. That's awesome. I work for One Refugee, and we focus our efforts on assisting individuals from refugee and immigrant backgrounds with higher education and transition into professional career. And our scholars face a lot of unique barriers when it comes to that pathway, that traditional pathway. Many of them are the primary breadwinners of their family. Their English is their second language. They are going to school full-time while working full-time, while also acting as a parent in their household. And so for those reasons, we really need solutions that are creative and that are they're different than the traditional routes that we see and the traditional processes. And so for those reasons, I applaud like what's happening here at All In with a partnership with Fidelity and GitHub. And these are the types of creative solutions we need for individuals to be able to gain the experiences that they need to be able to move forward and be successful. So it's really, when you think about investors or individuals that are going to make systemic changes, it really needs to be these types of creative solutions. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great question.
Thank you so much for coming to our graduation ceremony. But it is, of course, a graduation ceremony. So can you give us 2 minutes, a 2-minute version of your best graduation speech for our students to encourage them to continue their journey ahead?
Right. So first, I'll just say thank you guys for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to speak to you all today. So I want to say to you all, congratulations on your achievement. I'm sure it wasn't easy, but you can do hard things. You all have limitless potential. So set your goals high and don't be discouraged if someone else doesn't understand your idea. You were given the vision. Make them a believer. Create habits that are supportive of your high goals. From your mind to this world, you can truly achieve anything. And if you ever feel doubtful of your abilities, remember this moment. You can do hard things. Everything around us was created by someone. So why not you? But please don't forget to have fun. Life is meant to be enjoyed and experienced. Celebrate your victories. You deserve this moment. Congratulations again. Good luck. Thank you.
I know I'm the only one off mute, but that was fantastic. That was amazing. I'll append to that, of course. Thank you for having me here and inviting me to just be a part of the ceremony with y'all. I really appreciate it, and thank you to the organizers as well. Congratulations, class of 2024. You have gone through this huge journey, and here you are at the finish line. You may be wondering what's next. And that's a good question to ask. And it's a good question to continuously ask yourself every single year from now. Life is a journey, and there are many paths that you can take. Like Melissa said, you have already accomplished this big milestone, and to learn that you can do hard things. Continue to learn. Pick an industry, pick a hobby, pick something that you're interested in so far, something that you want to pursue and you want to put your effort into it. Go in being humble, learn the foundations, and grow in that space. As you elevate, remember others. Remember that you were once a student. Remember that you were once in a spot where you had uncertainty about if you were going to graduate. But you did. Here you are. Be there for those folks that are also in that uncertain position. Regardless of what stage they're in, whether they are in early career at that point or they're still students. Be there for others to grow them through mentorship as you yourself seek higher mentors to grow you as well. Carve a space for yourself in this life of something that you yourself are proud of. Something, it could be a product, it could be a service, it could be giving back, it could be coming up with the next greatest technology that the world hasn't seen. Believe in yourself and keep going.
Awesome. I would just say take advantage of doors of opportunity. Some of those doors you'll find yourself. Other times those doors will be presented to you by others. Either way, find those doors and then walk through those doors. Take advantage. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to try and fail. Fear of failure is crippling, and failure is necessary for growth and for knowledge. Don't be afraid of failure. And ultimately, what you do matters, but who you become is paramount. So this is about your own personal growth, your own self-belief, your confidence, your joy. That's what this graduation is all about. Congratulations.
Thank you so much to our amazing panelists and moderators. This conversation was one I think that is definitely needed as our students go forth and conquer open source in the technology industry. And so thank you so much for giving them the push and encouragement that they needed to do that. I think it is important that we hear from those who believe in the work that our students are doing, as well as those who have been in the industry and actually doing the work. So thank you again for continuing to support our students. And I know that they appreciate your time and guidance.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we will hear from another student about their experience within the All In for Students program, Danyal Ejaz, and he is a student at University of the People.
Hello, my name is Danyal Ejaz and I am currently pursuing my degree in computer science at the University of the People with an anticipated graduation year of 2025. My journey in the All-In program has been incredibly enriching. From the foundational modules like getting started to diving deep into the technical aspects with introduction to GitHub, communicating with Markdown and GitHub pages, each step has been a learning adventure. Particularly, I found to contributing to open source projects and taking part in hackathons to be my standout experiences. These hands-on opportunities not only honed my technical skills but also fostered collaboration and innovation within the community. Also, the All-In community on Slack was amazing. The program managers was amazing. They were really helpful, and they responded to our queries as soon as possible. And as I progressed through the program, I have also taken part in the development session, which was immensely beneficial for my experiences, and they provided valuable insights and practical knowledge that have significantly contributed to my growth as a student and aspiring developer. Thank you for considering my application and participation in sharing my experiences with the All-In program, and I am eager to share more about my journey and the insights gained along the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Danyal for sharing his journey and his story. And now is the time that you all have been waiting for. Join me in congratulations as we present our graduation walk. You all have done the work, and now it is your time to shine. Congratulations to our graduates, and thank you so much again for participating in the All-In Program 2024 cohorts. And now we want to take the time to highlight a few students who have gone above and beyond during our 2024 All-In for Students cohort. We have 4 awards that we would like to present by way of our All-In student ambassadors.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gerard Ortega. I used to be an All-In student for last year's cohort, and I'm now this year's student ambassador, and I am honored to be presenting the Open Source Pioneer Award. This award recognizes a student leading or contributing to building an open source community by leveraging skills from All-In. And this award goes to, next slide, please, Casey Charleston. And now I will present it towards our next ambassador for our next award.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Partee. I had the pleasure of taking the All-In pilot cohort. And so today I'll be presenting the award for the most inquisitive learner. This award recognizes students who are not afraid to ask questions, share their progress with others, and ask for help. And the award goes to, next slide, please. Itso Balin. Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. It's Bernard once again. So I have the pleasure to present to you the award for the participant who strives for success. This award recognizes the participant whose dedication, commitment to learning, and resilience allow them to overcome obstacles and make it to the finish line. And the next slide, please. All right, so we present this award to Soyeon Moon. Congratulations.
Hello again, and now I will be presenting the All In Award. This award recognizes a participant who demonstrates a commitment to taking advantage of all the resources available and strategically applying them to show they are genuinely all in for All In. And now I present this award to, next slide please, Ashley Hendrata. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our award winners. Thank you so much again for your participation above and beyond in the All In program. And now we are nearing the end of our program. Thank you so much for spending time for us today. Our final item on the agenda is to hear from our partners at Fidelity Investments one more time. We are joined by Gerard McMahon, Product Area Leader, ALM Tools and Platforms at Fidelity Investments. Gerard has been instrumental in providing support on behalf of Fidelity Investments, and we thought that it would be great to hear from him once more as we prepare to conclude this year's programming. Welcome, Gerard.
Thank you very much, Paris. Hope everyone can hear me okay. Well, firstly, I just want to say a huge congratulations to everybody on their graduation. It's an amazing accomplishment. And you know, and having been part of this program for the last number of years, it is fantastic just to see the success and year over year that the program is having, and the growth in the number of students like yourselves that are participating. And you know, for companies like ourselves and Fidelity, it's great to have access to more talent and you know, to come into our organizations and, you know, to do remarkable things, you know, that delight all of our customers. You know, so we're very proud actually to sponsor this program, and we do a number of these things because it's hugely important for companies to make STEM and, you know, make IT, you know, careers in IT much more accessible than they have potentially been traditionally. So the more avenues and the more channels that we can open up to, the more people that we can open up to across the globe, you know, the better it is for our company, and ultimately the better it is for our customers. You know, and as you know, obviously, as you're going through your college career or your college studies and, you know, onto your graduation, I always, you know, for myself, you know, I wouldn't have said I was the best student in the planet, you know, but, you know, for me, learning in college was, you know, maybe more difficult, you know, than other people might have from learning and studying and doing exams. However, you know, programs like this give people opportunities that may not have existed in the past or may not have been accessible to people, because there's many ways people learn, there's many ways people develop, and no two humans in the world are alike. So we're all individuals, and that's what we bring, and that's what you bring to organizations like ourselves, GitHub, and all the others are companies and enterprises around the world. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for your uniqueness. We're looking for your personality. We're looking for your skills. We're looking for your input, your ideas. It would be very boring if we were all the same and we all had the same ideas and thoughts and processes. So that does not lead to phenomenal products, great services, great experience, etc. So that's why I'm very delighted. And, you know, and again, through my career, you know, even though I would have potentially struggled in college here in Ireland, you know, I went to what we call a technical college here. It's below university, but I studied technical, went into IT, and then through work experience found, you know, working with others, collaborating with others, learning from others, learning visually, learning by watching videos, by tinkering on hands on the keyboard. It's, you know, it's where I kind of learned myself, and that's where I found my greatest learning was I call it learning by doing. So rather than read a book, how much of a book can you remember? How much of a manuscript or anything that you read, if you know, unless you're able to memorize it, you know, it's very hard for all of that content. And realistically, learning by reading is one of the lowest retention methods that a human has actually for retaining things. Whereas, watching videos, you have a much higher understanding and you got a much higher retention rate. But learning by doing, you're up in 80-90% retention. So if you're watching a YouTube video or you're playing around with open source, go to an open source project, find a project where you can take that learning and actually practice it and do it for real, because that really reinforces everything you've just learned, cements it into your brain, and that becomes a skill or piece of knowledge then that you will have in your memory bank that you can bring out later. And and as you go through interviews for companies, it's that backlog of when you're asked, well, give me an example or a time when you did something. You then have all of these examples that you have actually done. They're not theoretical, they're real. And companies are really, really impressed and much more like to see that in people. So I would encourage people and there's tutorials everywhere. Our friends at GitHub are very nice, where they give students access for free to all of their platform, all of their tools, all of the capabilities. Doesn't cost anything. So all you need is a computer. You look through videos and then just go practice, create a repository, if you're learning a new language, go create a project for that language, go learn, but learn by doing. And so one of the previous presenters says, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I'm telling you, I've made a hell of a lot of more from my career, and they're by far the best way that you learn, because you won't forget, and you rarely make the same one twice. So really encourage you to explore, really encourage you all to experiment, really encourage you to innovate, ideate, and just see what you can create, right? And again, have that as your portfolio when you come to organizations for interviews, right? Be prepared, and that's one of the huge things when you come, is your preparedness for that interview. When asked a question, you can go, well, I did this, or I have here as an example, one time I created this project, or I did this learning by myself. That's a really powerful message to any company, that you're a self-learner, a self-motivator. You're able to work independently, you're able to work as part of teams. They're all what make great employees and great people to work with. So please, continue to do that. Continue to be a part of this program. I believe they have an alumni. It's not a kind of a concept we have here in Ireland, but I do know from all my friends in the US that alumni is a very big, and what it does is it builds a huge cohort, right? It brings people you can talk to, the year ahead of you or the 2 years ahead of you. You can reach out through your alumni to find out, learn from them, right? They've been there, they've tread that, they've gone through that path in front of you. So they have a lot of learnings and things that have worked and things that haven't worked. So you can actually take benefit from the people who go for you, like the phrase, standing on the shoulders of giants. So, please do, remember that alumni and become part of that alumni, and just like giving, right? Give back, right? So once you graduate and you become maybe a more senior member of that alumni, think about the students who were just entering the program for their first year and their first year participating. They're just like you. You remember your day one, you're very nervous, you're not sure of things. And as you've grown and as you've built your confidence throughout the program, again, sharing that back with people to give them encouragement to stick with it. Because the most important thing is we exponentially grow year on year. So, 10 participant students in year one turns into, 20 in year two, 40 in year three, 80. We just want that exponential growth, because it's all that talent is what we're actually looking for. And I'll do a shameless plug for and again, it's for Fidelity, because we want all the best talent, by the way. Please do come for work for us. We are the best. But, we, like ourselves, we have our Fit Turner internship summer program. I believe the kind of opens up in the September timeframe for the following year, right? So come September, be looking out for the Fit Turner, and other organizations are the same as us. Large organizations have kind of these big programs that they run early in the year. So please, look out for them. You can look on the internet. My own kids, when they were looking for summer internships, they start in September. August/September, looking to see what's available, what companies are offering, because a lot of times they'll fill, it's a rolling fill. So when they find a great candidate, they hire. So that's one spot less go. So if you kind of join towards the end of the application process, you know, a lot of the roles might be gone. So you have a much greater chance of success, you know, the earlier applying to that process. And if you have graduated or you are graduating from college or university of third level, you know, this summer, well, one massive congratulations to you on getting through that and welcome you into the working world. But, you know, keep watching out for graduate programs, right? So a lot of organizations like ourselves, we have a LEAP program. I think it opens up in around August for 2025. So again, like we would have an application process that people that can apply for graduate, and they're full-time roles to go into our kind of our graduate program for maybe 3 months. Some companies have longer graduate programs, and once you exit that graduate program, then you get placed into the team within that organization. So again, I make sure to encourage you to keep an eye out on not only Fidelity's websites for summer internships and graduate programs, but also the other organizations as you look for your kind of to build your experience through working, if it's an internship or you're looking for your first job as part of graduate programs. And again, just as finish, I just want to say again, a massive congratulations to everybody. I'd really like to thank the whole GitHub All In team, Paris and everybody, and Sarah and co. It's a phenomenal program. We're very proud and privileged to be a part of it. And we just hope we have one. I think you know, person who's there today joining us in Fidelity. Next year, I want to see that be 10 or 20 people joining Fidelity, you know, next year. So hopefully we can just grow the success of the program. We grow the success of the program. We grow the success across the industry and have a much wider talent pool. So again, thank you very much for your time and for listening, and best of luck.
Thank you so much, Jer, for those words of encouragement. Again, we really appreciate Fidelity Investments' commitment to All In for students and our cohort this year. And again, we hope to continue to grow our partnership in the coming years. Thank you so much. We have gone through a journey over the last 9 months and recap that journey today. You have done the work and your achievements deserve to be celebrated. Thank you for allowing us to take the time to acknowledge you and your commitment to open source. While we are saying farewell to the 2024 cohort, this is not goodbye. We hope to see you again as you make space and take up space in building the open source community to reflect the world in which technology serves. We hope that this program and the opportunities that you encounter in your futures help to propel you into being the leaders of this generation. We hope that because of this program and the contributions of our partners, you change the world. We are all watching and rooting for your success. Again, congratulations.